Alrighty, so here's the deal. I believe every single one of y'all should be starting a YouTube channel right now. But there's one thing that's keeping most of y'all from doing that. And I'm going to cover that in this video because if you can get over this one thing, man, I promise you doors will start to open and your lives can change. This reason could potentially be causing y'all millions of dollars. And so let's talk about that right quick. All right, so here's the deal. When I talk to people and ask them why won't they start a channel or make videos, the number one thing they always say, well, there's two things really. I don't think I sound good or look good on video. But this one here though, this next one is the one that gets most folks. They're scared of the criticism that other folks gonna put out on them when they get online. They gonna be scared. They gonna be called names. They gonna be, you got a big nose. Your lips are big. You sound like a dork. You look funny. You're weird. You know, the criticism. And let me tell you something. The criticism is real, but you can't let that stop you. And the reason I'm making this video is because I got a comment on my channel today, and I just want to share this with y'all because it's real. So I posted a video how to pick the best countries in the world to live in for you and your family. Just an idea, a way for people. You know, one of the main common questions folks talk about is, hey, how do I pick a place? So I talk about that in this video. So here's a comment that I got. Man, you are all over the place. First, you was promoting Medellin where they robbing and killing folks. I can't trust your advice. Get your life together, bro. Your wife ain't no good either. Now, listen, you really can't get more critical than that. Now, have I always been able to sit back and laugh at these comments? Absolutely not. In the beginning, it used to hurt my feelings. I used to think like, man, I started to doubt myself. I started to think, man, I ain't good enough. I'm a fraud. There's people that are smarter than me, who are better than me. Nobody will ever listen to me. So, and then when you get comments like this, if people criticizing you, it just reinforces the thoughts that you already have. But you have to get past that, man. And I'm going to talk about some ways you can do that. But I wanted to share this with you because folks will attack you. Listen, those fears that you have where people want to criticize you, they are true. It's legitimate because they are. So let's just get that off the table. But are you going to let them folks stop you from finding the freedom and making money by setting up your own YouTube channel? And this is not just about setting up a YouTube channel because quite honestly, my business model is not making income from YouTube. Now, although YouTube has paid me over $100,000 for content that I put up on the internet over the years, but that's not my business model. That was just additional income I wasn't even trying to get. But becoming having a YouTube channel is really a legitimate way to make income. And this is probably the simplest and easiest and most affordable type of business that you can start because Google or YouTube really, they're paying you to come up with content. As you create content and build followers, Google is essentially sharing in the revenue from the advertisers. So this is a legitimate business model. I mean, don't downplay this. Again, I've made $100,000 directly from YouTube. However, that's not where the bulk of my money has come from. I'm sorry, hold on, let me check something. My kid's getting some medicine. So it's not just about having a YouTube channel because the bulk of my income does not come from YouTube. However, making videos and posting them to YouTube is where I made a fortune. So with my businesses that I have online, I would make content, I would post it to YouTube, and the people that are watching my videos and they're learning, I'm driving them back to my other websites, my other businesses. And because of that, those videos have made me millions of dollars. So that's why I say YouTube channel was not a business model for me. The business model was for me to use YouTube as a source for driving traffic to my websites and or to my business, to bring awareness to my business. That's where the real money is made. So, but again, having a YouTube channel is a thing now. It is a legitimate way to start a business and make money. But and I'm gonna show you some things in a moment, but this criticism, you got to have thick skin. You got to get over it. You got to get to a place where you don't allow this to stop you. You don't allow this to control your mind. I'm going to tell you something about entrepreneurship. Having a business really is a mindset. It's a mental game. It's a game that you're going to fight. You're going to fight against yourself. You're going to be fighting against your mind. You're not going to, it's not the other folks that you're going to be contending with. It's yourself. Listen, personal development is a big thing for me. I spend a lot of money taking coaching. I spend a lot of money going to personal development trainings and workshops so that I can get my mind right. Because once your mind is gone, man, you lose everything. And I know that firsthand because the comment that this guy made here, get your life together, bro. Your wife ain't no good either. What he's responding to, and I've shared this online. Listen, I hold no secrets. I shared some years ago about my wife having an affair, and I shared that online. So for me, I share my life. I share the stuff that I'm dealing with, the stuff that I'm going through, raising kids, traveling, all of that. My life is an open book. Because, and the reason why I do that is, number one, I'm very comfortable doing that. I really don't. I'm at a place now in my life where I don't really care what people think anymore. But I know this. I know in the act of sharing my personal stuff, it allows me to build a human connection with my audience, with the people that's watching me. Because at the end of the day, when you have these websites online and you have these digital assets, your Instagram, your Facebook, your YouTube, your website, you're still dealing with humans. You're still dealing with people. This is still very much a human connected business. And once you understand that and you are open to the idea of, like, look, man, I'm a human being. I'm going to share what I got going on. I'm going to be real. And it allows you to connect with people at a whole nother level. People buy from people they like. They buy from people they know. They buy from people they trust. And so when you start to share, because a lot of the people that are watching you, your customers, they're dealing with stuff themselves. And just in the act of sharing some of the things that you're going through, sharing how you overcame some stuff, just sharing stuff like, man, I'm going through this divorce. I'm depressed. I'm not feeling. It's a game changer, and that's what you got to understand. So for me, this is not, hey, I'm going to share my whole life so I can make money. This is who I am authentically, and that's all this is really about. Is you being your authentic self. You get into danger, you get into trouble when you try to do stuff like everybody else. You know what I mean? For me, I just feel it's easier to tell the truth, share my emotions when I'm feeling a certain way or I'm dealing with a certain thing. For me, it's just like, hey, this is content. This is my life is my content. And that's what you have to really understand. If you have a passion for rescuing animals, dogs, man, talk about that. Because a lot of the customers that are watching you, they're going to resonate with that. If your passion is rescuing women in violent relationships, the domestic violence, talk about that. You know what I mean? Don't hide. Don't, I shared how, the affair messed me up mentally, put me in a state of depression for a few years, and my businesses were doing extremely well. I was right at the peak of my business. I was making a lot of money. Business was going wonderful. It was at the peak. And then, man, after that, I just went into a downward spiral. Depression messed me up. Honestly, I didn't think depression was a thing. I was like, man, folk got this weak mind, blah, blah, blah. Like, man, all you got to do is think positive. positive until it caught up with me. Now I'm a believer. I know better. You know what I'm saying? Mental illness is for real. Cause I almost lost everything. And quite honestly, I'm still rebuilding from that. My businesses are not where they used to be because I neglected it for so many years, all caught up in this slump. You know what I mean? But I am still good at what I do. And so knowing what to do and knowing how to do it, it's not taking me as long to get things moving again. I can kind of fast track some stuff. But I took a pretty serious blow. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to work things out. And if I'm honest, I don't know if it's going to work out. You know what I mean? Which, be honest, after being single, well, I guess we'll say the word single, being separated for 18 months and then coming back together, I'm like, shoot, man, I enjoyed my peace during them 18 months. I don't know if I want to be hooked up again. You know what I mean? Y'all be moving my toothbrush. Y'all be taking the sheets. Yeah, you be making all this noise. I'm like, I don't know. Might have to get two separate houses, and we might just do better in two separate houses. You know what I mean? But again, that's me being honest. Now she don't like when I get out there and be talking like this. Because, and I get it. But she knows what she's dealing with when she chose to come back up in here. She know I be on this internet. You know what I mean? Because again, I just believe it can help folks. A lot of folks will say you run your mouth too much, and then you open yourself up for criticism like this guy, which doesn't bother me. You know what I mean? So don't let this stuff bother you. When my children were younger, when we started posting videos online back in the day, folks would make comments. Oh, you got a big nose, you got big lips, you blacker than a motherfucker. You this, you that. What else did they say? Call me nigga. Let me tell you something. It don't matter who you are, they gonna talk about you. If you're skinny, you too skinny. If you're fat, you too fat. If you just right, you need more meat on your bones. You know what I mean? If you're white, then they gonna start bashing you about you don't like black folks. It's coming. If you ain't, they gonna call you every name in the book. Nobody is spared. Nobody. You know what I mean? This is just what you're gonna have to deal with when you come into this space. But don't let it stop you from going after your dreams and pursuing. Now, I told y'all, I made YouTube, Google. They paid me over $100,000. I'm just enlarging this picture. They paid me over $100,000. Well, $89,601.59. That is my Google AdSense account, this is the name of the program when you set up through YouTube. You put ads show up on your YouTube videos, and ads, well, you can use the same ads to put on your websites and your blogs as well. This is my account. This is a photograph of me. I kind of blocked out my little identification number here so nobody won't be hacking my stuff. But basically they're saying, look, you earned 89,000. Your content generated, it was 16 million page views. And this doesn't even count the income from YouTube. Generated over 715,000 clicks, over 1 million clicks, etc. That's basically what that is saying. That's what my videos have done. Now, let me show you a couple of my videos. Now, let me stretch this out. Now, this is, so for my signature company, my t-shirt course, I have a course on how to start a t-shirt business online. Now, this video here has been watched 1.3 million times. Now, like I said, now my money is not made from YouTube. These 1.3 million folks was directed to my website to learn more about how to start a t-shirt business. That's where my money comes from. I put content in places where I know my audience is at. I know they're on YouTube looking for information on how to start a t-shirt business. There's videos on everything. People want to learn how to fly a kite. And so they're on YouTube looking to learn how to fly a kite. And if you are a kite manufacturer or you sell kites, you could be teaching videos, making videos, teaching people how to fly kites and how to do all that stuff. And then it's naturally easier for you to sell kites if you sell kites. It doesn't even matter what if you travel like what we're doing now. You have a travel blog. You could talk about, you put this stuff on the website, on YouTube, and you drive people back to the site. So this is where my money, now this channel has only 70, let me show you this. So this channel has 71,000 subscribers. Nowhere near big like the millions of subscribers or the 100,000. I'm not there yet. But in the videos, and you look at the number of videos, I really only have like 50 videos. I don't have a whole bunch of videos, maybe 60, 70 videos. I don't know. I need to count them. It's not much. But oftentimes we get caught up on the metrics. Well, you don't have 100,000 subscribers. Well, your videos ain't seen a whole bunch. Well, this video saw 4,000 times. This one was 25,000 times. This one was 93,000 views. But here's the thing. You can't get caught up in these metrics. Looking at my numbers, most folks would be shocked to know that this course has generated over $4 million in sales. But it's all because of the majority of the traffic that's come from these videos. I don't have 100,000 subscribers. I don't have 1 million subscribers. You know what I mean? So don't get caught up in the metrics. You just worry about creating quality content that sells, content, well, not even necessarily sell, content that educates. And if you educate, people naturally will buy from you if you have a product or service. But again, that's a whole nother topic, and I ain't gonna get into all of that. So my life at the time when I was doing this was I was making shirts. I did very well on the internet selling shirts online. So I put a course together teaching people how to package up and create their t-shirt design ideas and turn it into a business. That's what I did. So same thing here. I have ADD, which is a blessing and a curse. So my interests change all the time. So look at this. This particular channel, I didn't even know what I was doing when I set up this channel. It only has 4,000 subscribers. And I only have a few videos, but check it out. One of these videos has 2 million views, 1.5 million views, 400,000 views. And with this particular thing, I didn't know that I needed to put all my videos on one channel. YouTube was still fairly new. So I have magic videos on like 4 different channels all over the place. But I drove all 2 million of these folks. I kept pushing them back to my website. You know what I mean? I no longer own this website. I sold it. But I was pushing all these folks to my, everything has to have a strategy. And you have to have a plan. You know what I mean? Again, you don't have to have a big subscriber base and a whole bunch of views to make money from YouTube. That's why I always tell folks you need to have a product to sell. You need to have consultation that you offer. These are the different ways you can make money. Other opportunities will come along the way, such as influencer relationships, partnerships with other companies and stuff like that. That'll come. But for now, the quickest way to start making money, offer consultation, create an ebook, create a course, create something to have for sale. That's if you're just selling information. In this case here, I partnered up with a magic supplier, manufacturer. They made all these magic tricks, and they wholesaled the products to me. So I would teach some magic tricks. I bring folks back to my site, and I would introduce them to the store where they can buy all these other magic tricks and DVDs and equipment and supplies to do fancy tricks. That was the business model. My business model wasn't to make money from YouTube in that instance. Here's another example. So 2 million views, 1.5 million views. And again, most of 98% of the videos never got into millions. Most of them never even reached over 100,000 views. Don't get caught up in the metrics. The goal is to push all this traffic back to my website, get them onto an email list where I can sell them. And I'm just kind of giving you a broad overview of how this works, so you don't necessarily have to have a business model centered around making money as a YouTube channel, as a YouTuber. The business model is, hey, I'm going to use the YouTube platform because technically it is the second largest search engine in the world. Most folks go to Google to find stuff. If they don't find it there, they go to YouTube. And they don't even necessarily go to Google first. Folks just go to YouTube to learn how to do something. If they want to figure out what the top 5 best iPhone reviews are, they go on YouTube and watch somebody. You want to learn how to set up a garden, there's somebody out there teaching you how to do a garden. There's somebody teaching you how to raise chickens in your backyard, and they have products and services that they sell as well. So this thing can work for anything. So back to this guy, listening to him, you are all over the place. You was first promoting Medellin, where they robbing and killing folks. I can't trust your advice. Get your life together. See, this is where you have to be confident in yourself and not be concerned about what everybody else thinks. I'm a grown man, which is what I told him. And I'm free to change my mind anytime I want. My life doesn't revolve around him. He's sitting at home with nothing to do, and he's complaining about what he hears about happening in Medellin. Now, I know for a fact hundreds of families who have watched my videos have went and visited Medellin. Countless more have moved and are currently living in Medellin. Because I left Medellin, they didn't get up and go run back home because, Cortez left Medellin. No, they took the information that I provided and said, hey, let me go investigate this place, see if it's a good fit for our family. And they made a decision based on their own research and assessment. And when they went and checked it out, they decided, hey, we want to move here. This guy is over here whining about the fact, I can't trust you, man, because you done left. And they killing folk over there and robbing folk. Well, guess what? They killing folks and robbing folks in every single state in the United States. Now, I don't know if he's delusional, but if he thinks that murder and robbing only happens in Colombia, he's delusional. He's out there. So you got to look at what they're saying, and then they just kind of discredit themselves. My content is really just out there for information purposes, so people can so a seed can be planted that, hey, moving abroad or living abroad is a possibility. It's an option. Investigate it. Check it out. If it's for you, great. This guy somehow believes I needed to stay in Colombia. And now that because I'm in Mexico, I done sold out. I'm not just going to be here in Mexico. There's going to be other places I go to. You know what I mean? And again, I don't have to base my life on what this guy thinks. But oftentimes, many of us will read his comments and then we'll get discouraged. And then we'll start questioning ourselves. Well, maybe I shouldn't be posting online. I did leave Medellin. Because Medellin is a great place. Still is a great place. Just not for me to be living there long term. But there's a lot of other folks who have moved there and are thriving and are happy. Plans change. Life changes. We adapt. With my ADD, I'm about to turn 50 in about 2 years. I'll probably be done moved about 10 different countries by the time I'm 60. That's the way my brain works. I can't stay put too long in one place. Now, the only thing I promise my kids, wherever they start high school, I will ride it out and stick it out and stay there and let them finish up where they start. So, looks like that's the case because my oldest child, not my oldest, the last two of my children, one's in 9th grade, but they're homeschooled, so they hadn't started school just yet. But I'm looking at putting them in school. So if that's the case, we'll probably be here for a while. But I'm free to go wherever I want, when I want. I don't need anybody's permission. And you can't let folks like this get in your head. You know what I mean? So listen, if I listened to these folks, it would have cost me millions of dollars and lost revenue in all the other partnerships. Now that $4 million was from courses just from that one company. I have multiple courses on the internet, and making videos has been the primary force that has drove that revenue up, that has brought awareness to me, my companies, my business, my brand, etc. Now I told y'all in the previous video, I was propositioned for doing a TV show, a reality show. But I got in my own head and chickened out. You know what I mean? These folks, these scouts, they sought me out, thought I would be a good match for the show. And I got that old stinking thinking, man. I talked myself out of it back then. This was some years ago. But it happened because they saw my content on YouTube. They saw my videos. Now, that particular channel that I had for that business, the antiques, man, it wasn't even 5,000 subscribers. But I had some good daggone content, good videos. And because of that, they were willing to give me a show. But I backed out. So you're one video away from breaking through. And one video away from changing your entire life. Don't let this criticism and this bad talk from folks scare you away. You know what I mean? Because it's going to cost you millions if you do. So that's what I wanted to talk to you about. If you need help setting up a YouTube channel, if you need help coming up with a video marketing strategy, if you need help just figuring this thing out, man, book a consultation with me. Get on the phone. Let's talk this through. This is what I do. This is what I'm good at. I do this in my sleep 24/7. You know what I mean? So let's make this money, man. Let's make this money. Don't let these folks scare you, man. Don't let them. Don't let them. So it's gonna hurt. It's gonna sting when they talk crazy. It don't feel good, but your skin gets thicker. You start to learn how not to even let it bother you. This guy's comment doesn't bother me. You know what I'm saying? So that's it. I'm Cartes Ross with MoveAbroadAndThrive.com. If you're looking for resources to move abroad or need help with that, visit our website, MoveAbroadAndThrive.com. If you want to contact me directly, feel free to email me, Cartes@CartesRoss.com or support@MoveAbroadAndThrive.com. Message me on Facebook, YouTube, wherever. Let's figure this out. Let's make you some money. Let's come up with a strategy. Let's come up with a plan. You're one video away. Don't let these folks scare you off.